This program is brought to you by UCKG.
Hello and welcome to today's Love Talk Show.
We all dream of having a happy and long-lasting relationship, right? And sometimes you ask yourself, will I ever find my soulmate? Or am I with my soulmate right now?
So if you think like that, pay attention to what I will tell you now. It's very strong what we're going to say here, but it's true. The concept of soulmate, so widespread and accepted in today's society, everyone talks about finding their soulmate. It is a myth. It doesn't exist. The whole idea comes from Greek mythology, where, in a nutshell, people believed that there was only one right person for the other person, and somehow the Cupid had to hit that person with the arrow, and if they didn't find this particular person, perfect fit for one another, they could be roaming around the whole earth, always seeking for happiness until they find that soulmate. So, Anna, we know that it sounds very beautiful, very romantic, but this is not true, this is not realistic. And because of this, you know, we hear this story in so many novels, soap operas, Hollywood movies, you know. People are convinced that we all have a soulmate, but actually we don't.
When a relationship fails, many people say, I haven't found my other half. And based on this thought, people act on emotions, not reason.
So the key to a happy and long-lasting marriage is not finding the right person, but making the right choices.
That's right. So today's topic is the right person versus the right attitude.
And to start our show, let's find out what people on the streets are thinking about this topic, a very interesting one. And after that, we will go for a quick break, but we will be back with many interesting things to share with you today. Don't miss it. We'll be right back.
I don't believe in soulmate because I don't believe there's only one person that's predestinated for me. I believe that I can be compatible to many other men in my case, as long as we talk and we get to know each other better, so we can make it actually work. It's not only one person that's predestinated for me.
I think it doesn't exist because you need to create your love life. It's like a business, it's like a build. You start with somebody, you create, you make plans.
No, I actually don't believe in soulmate. I don't think there's just one person that's for the person, because if that's the case, if they die, what do you do then? So no, I don't believe in soulmates.
I think that you can find or you can become not a soulmate, but you can adapt yourself in order to be with someone. So I don't believe in this thing where there's someone in the world exactly for you.
I don't believe that there is a right person because everyone commits flaws and mistakes. So we are both in a way to learn with each other. So I cannot say that there is really a right person. And yes, I really have to do the right things for the relationship to work, and he as well has to do it.
I think it's a combination of both. There are people that complement you, and I believe also that you have to work to be the right person, to attract that person that's right for you. So it's a combination of both, I would say. Finding that person that adds to you, but also making sure you're a person that has the values and the characteristics of someone that you want to attract.
I believe I have to do the right things to work it out, though, because we are all different. He is going to have mistakes. I have flaws as well. So we just have to build things up. There's not the right person, just the right way to do the things, actually.
I think you have to do the right things for the relationship to work. because if you don't do the right thing, how you going to know the other person? And how you also going to know if that person is the right person for you? So I think you have to do the right things, yeah.
I believe in there's a right person, but I also believe in you have to do the right things as well, because I don't think you should just settle for, oh, the person's the right person for me, so I should stop. I think you have to both put the work in for the relationship to be able to work.
No, I don't believe in the right person, so I believe in this relationship doing the right thing.
Hello, dear viewer. We are here and we came in the middle of the break to tell you this. The best way for you to learn how to deal with your relationship problems, Anna, is to learn how to deal with
ourselves. If you don't know how to deal with yourself, you don't know how to deal with others.
That's right. That's why we have the Love Therapy. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. in Finsbury Park, 232 Seven Sisters Road, N4, 3NX, and also in some other locations. For more information, visit our website, lovetherapy.co.uk. See you there.
See you.
Welcome back to Love Talk, and today we're talking about the right person versus the right attitude. And now we're going to answer some video questions that we received about today's topic. Very interesting ones, I may say. Let's go to the first one.
Yes, I would like to know if there's a right person to marry with all the right qualities.
So he wants to know
if there is a perfect person to marry.
Sounds a little bit like that, right?
Yeah.
So today, Anna, we're talking about what we think about this, that the success in a relationship depends much more on doing what is good for the relationship, avoiding what is bad for the relationship, rather than finding the right person. Many people, they say today that, oh, the relationship didn't work because he was not right for me. She was not right for me. Yeah, it could be, right? You could say there's the wrong person, for instance, someone who...
Yeah, that shows a character problem, right?
Character flaws,
yeah,
right?
So the person needs to see signs.
Severe incompatibilities
Yes.
also of goals. There could be things that can actually, kill the relationship, be a deal breaker. But in most cases, that's not the case.
Yeah, everyone has the qualities and also the
defects, the
defects,
flaws.
right?
But it's about doing the right things in the relationship. It can make it work. It's possible to make it work when we do the right things. So to the one who sent us the question, I would say to you that rather in finding the right person with all the right, he mentioned the word all the right qualities. So you can't find all the right qualities. Please don't look for perfection. None of us is perfect. I'm not, we're not.
Yeah.
You're not perfect. We're not here to say we are right, but rather on the thing. The qualities are important. Some qualities are essential, but it's more about finding someone and you also being this person who invests, who does what is right to make the relationship work. That has more to do with the success of a relationship, having the right attitude rather than
to find
just
the right person.
finding the right person, putting all your expectations that you're gonna find a person who is gonna make you happy. In movies, it works. In real life, that's not realistic.
The person is going to be frustrated because
yes.
not going to
Actually,
find.
many people are, Anna. Many
Yes.
people are frustrated today because they're betting all their chips. Oh, this one will make me happy. I want to marry someone who's going to make me happy. They're expecting a person to provide something that people cannot provide. You have to be happy with yourself first. But we're going to talk about that later. We have the next question here.
Does a perfect marriage exist?
So the question is, does a perfect marriage exist? Is there such a thing, Anna, as a perfect marriage?
All. There is no such thing as a perfect marriage because there is no perfect people,
Yes,
right?
only if you would find someone Actually, I know many people understand that this is actually ludicrous. It's an impossible idea. However, people do speak about it. Oh, he failed in this or in that. Of course, there are certain things, certain failures, as you were mentioning in the previous question, when it has to do with character, right?
Yes.
Severe character flaws, then that's another case. But we are flawed. We have our defects.
Yes.
Yeah. And success in a marriage is learning how to deal with this.
Yes. And as any other kind of a relationship with friends, family, there is no such a perfect relationship,
Yes,
right?
we learn to deal with one another, right? We could make, sorry, it's a very poor comparison, but have you ever seen a shoe that you loved when you saw it on the shelf? All of a sudden when you tried it, it hurt your feet a little bit, wasn't a perfect match, but you liked it so much that you decided to buy it, and you started to use it to the point it adapted to the shape of your foot, and it became like even like you wear it now and it doesn't feel like you're wearing shoes. It's just like your foot. So
You adapt, right?
in the same way,
Yes.
that's how we deal with these differences in the relationship, with these imperfections. Some of them we can change, we can improve, not trying to change the other one,
No, never works. Never
Right.
works to try to change another.
but improving yourself, investing
Yes.
on yourself. And certain things will not change. And I am certain that there are things that you could not change about me,
Yes.
that you're not completely happy about it, as there are things that I couldn't change about you. But what did we do? We learned how to put up
Yeah,
with
you
these.
can
and-
appreciate the qualities, and you all have flaws, right? You can inspire the other person to be better.
Yeah,
right?
so get rid of this idea of perfect marriage, marriage without problem. Couples argue. Many times when we talk to a couple that is just newlyweds or something, we say, okay, did you have your first argument already? And they say, oh no, what are you talking about? First, yeah, you're gonna argue, right? There are moments you're not gonna see eye to eye. There are moments you're gonna get upset. There are moments you're gonna say something that you regret, hear something that will be difficult for you to hear. That doesn't mean that we should just take the relationship and throw it away. Many times,
But most people, they don't want to work hard to better the relationship. That's the
that
thing.
is the thing.
Yeah.
Good marriages, happy marriages, they require hard work. That's not a bad thing. Hard work is not a bad thing. Let's see the next question.
How can I have a successful marriage?
So the question is, how can I be successful in a marriage? Anna, like in any other area, every success is the result of a combination of things. One of them, dedication, sacrifice, investment,
Yes.
right? When you invest in something, you can make it develop, you can make it grow. So there is the many different investments that are required. For instance, the investment of time. Many couples, they cannot hold a long-lasting relationship or succeed in marriage because they are always giving an excuse as to why they can't give the time that is necessary to the relationship, to invest the time. I'm busy.
And sometimes they don't invest in themselves. They expect everything in a relationship, but they don't invest in themselves as an individual.
That's very serious.
So they stop their lives, they freeze their lives, and they expect everything from their relationship, but not in develop themselves.
Yes, we have to tell you something here, straightforward as we can. If you are unhappy, and you expect that you're gonna find someone who's gonna make you happy, get ready for a disappointment. This is an illusion, okay? This is, emotions are saying this to you. Your heart is deceiving you. Because no person, you cannot put the burden on a person to make you happy. For you to be, you know that you are ready for a relationship when you are happy with yourself. As you're saying, you need to invest in yourself. If I'm unhappy with myself for whatever reason, I need to work on this. I need to heal myself first, Anna. The worst thing that I can do is to expect that I'm unhappy, so I need to be in a relationship, because what's gonna happen is that you're going to continue unhappy. Where is the unhappiness? Is it outside or inside? It's inside, it's in what you think, it's in what you feel. So you're not gonna find on the outside the solution, the cure for an issue that is inside. It's not realistic. It's not intelligent.
The person is going to be very frustrated because it's not the needs is not going to be fulfilled,
right?
matched,
Yeah,
right?
and not only that, the other one will be frustrated too.
Yes.
Because they're gonna say, sorry, but you know, you're expecting of me something
Too
that,
much.
you know, you put all the burden on me to
Yes.
make you happy. Both need to invest. The investment cannot only come from one end. Understand that you are married, it's two. It's a partnership. For the success of the partnership, both need to invest on it, both need to put hard work on it, and to agree, right, on what one will do, what will be done, what will not be done. As I said, this is something intelligent, but it's important and necessary for the success in the marriage, all right? We have one last question. We have time for it, so let's watch the last question of today.
What does an engaged couple need the most?
So what an engaged couple needs, Anna, to plan way beyond just the wedding day and the honeymoon.
Yes, sometimes they don't plan for the difficult times that is still going to come.
Yeah, you know, Anna, I've seen engaged couples nowadays who even don't want to mention on their marriage vows the part what it says for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in good health, because I don't know what they're thinking. They're thinking that maybe marriage is a fairy tale.
Yeah.
But it's not a fairy tale. You know, there will be hard times. And if you're not ready to endure this, if you're not ready to be supportive, your marriage is not going to last long. That's what we're seeing today, Anna.
That's why there are many divorce, it's growing, the divorce rates are growing a lot because people they don't know how to deal with the difficult times.
Yeah, and divorce starts with the dating. Divorce starts with the dating period. The signs begin there, and many times they are ignored, so they permeate through the engagement period, and they really manifest, they rear their ugly head during the marriage time. So plan, you need to talk, right? Engagement is a time to talk to. Of course, there is the time to plan for these things.
Quality time to know each other and to plan for the future and even for the difficult times.
You know what I believe, Anna? I believe many engaged couples, they don't go deep enough. Yes. You need to go deep. You need to, I'm not saying that you have to turn on a spotlight on the head of the other person and do an interrogation session there, but you need to be thorough. You need to be thorough. You need to know the person well. Be serious about what they think about children, you know, to get references from people who know them.
Yes, plan for the future.
Imagine the person has a serious issue with anger now. It's not going to happen in the relationship. It's not going to show itself in the relationship. It's magically going to disappear when the wedding ring is placed on the finger. Never in a million years. Yeah. So these things need to be paid attention to. The engagement time is a time for you to go deeper, to find out, okay, now you promise to marry one another, but it's not the marriage yet. It's not the marriage yet. Until the moment that the document is signed and, you know, if you want to go to the altar, to that part, the promise is just until all the two are agreeing. From the moment something appears that can break that agreement, then it's important to say, well, this is not meant to be then. To be honest and courageous to take this step, right? Rather than going ahead with something like you're on a ship that you know there's a hole in the hull and the ship is about to sink and you still say, no, I already paid for the ticket, so I might just, you know, go in and you know, give it a try. You're gonna sink. So this is very important, all right? So this now concludes this part where we are. It's also important for any couple, married or on the way to marriage in a relationship, to be investing on themselves. If you don't make the investment on yourself, then you are not going to be contributing, right, enough for the success of a relationship, and evidently at some point it will fail.
Yes. Studies also show that there is a lower divorce rate among married couples who spend time together at least once a week.
That's right, Anna. So that's why, to be good examples, we decided to go out together. We had a day out together to invest in our relationship, which turned out to be a really good investment.
Yes.
So let's check it out together. So here we are at Liberty Concepts, yes? It's a very interesting business idea. I'm here with Vita and Filipa, yeah? And they're gonna talk in a minute about what you do at the business, yes? Which is dating painting, isn't it? So speaking about what we're gonna do today and what happens here at Liberty Concepts, Vita. So talk a little bit about the business. Feel free to speak about it.
Okay, hello everyone. We are Liberty Concept. We are a painting studio for everyone because we believe given the opportunity that everyone can be an artist. So we provide all the materials to make sure the whole experience is as easy as simple for our customers. There's no need for the previous experience because our qualified assistant will help you from the beginning to the end.
I'm excited. It's going to be a challenge, right? We're excited about it. Yeah. And it's beautiful. I also believe that even in relationships, because we usually use the experiences that we have in everything, in a date, in everything we do, to bring a teaching on relationships. And doing something new always is important, as we said, and finding out things that we could do and you never imagined we could do. I believe you have this kind of experience all the time, isn't it? People come in here and they believe I'm completely blind to this kind of talent, and then all of a sudden they find out they can do something really nice. Yes? Talk a little bit, Philip, about the experience too.
So we have many experiences here, but our most popular one is actually the couple painting with a difference. And that came from the idea that we needed to have a fresh life within dating and always keeping it new, because we felt that going to the cinema and eating meals, it's been done, but painting with a difference, it allows you to experience a whole new side of your partner. You get to learn things about each other, you get to create something beautiful, and at the end you get to take home not only the memories but the painting that you can hang up in your house. Yeah, it's good.
So we're going to be your students today. Completely impossible for me to figure out how this is gonna look in the end. It's like in the relationship, it's the same, you know, even though you have an idea, we have a sketch here of how it's gonna look, we have the original, and in relationships it's the same, you know, we have observed definitely, you know, from our parents or someone has influenced us somehow, right? But still,
you
many
need to
things
keep
will happen
working
along the way. Yes.
To put the effort.
Yes, and you don't give up halfway. Around here, you said, right? I think we even
just around here.
Yeah, yes.
And then I would go again on the path.
Right. After getting our hands dirty, a little bit of clothing action, spilling paint all over the place, but we have finished.
Yes,
Did you like it?
I love it. I love it.
We had
too.
a lot of fun, and Philippa, thank you so much for
Yes.
helping out. Let
Couldn't
us
do it if it was
show
not for your
everyone
help.
here what is the final product. This is it. Actually, it was surprising, at least for me. I didn't
Yes.
realize. I really liked it. Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
very
coaching,
much.
for your
It
help.
was a
Right, we had
pleasure.
a lot of fun doing this today. Okay, thank you. That was indeed time well spent together, yes? And you can also do the same. Just keep an eye in the ideas that we will bring to you here in the Love Talk Show for days out and other very nice things that you can do together with your partner.
Now it's time for a short break. See you right back.
Hello, dear viewer. If you are dealing with difficult problems in your relationship, such as
Fights,
or healing from a harsh breakup,
jealousy,
communication issues, or things of the like, come to the Love Therapy this Thursday and every Thursday at 8 p.m. in Finsbury Park, 232 Seven Sisters Road, N4, 3NX. For more information, visit our website, lovetherapy.co.uk. See you here.
See you.
Welcome back. And when we are children or teenagers, we tend to think that we'll get married by a certain age. But when we grow up, we realize that things don't work really like that. We never know when our future partner will appear in our life. And a big mistake some people make is to rush into marriage and end up with the wrong person, even living a miserable life, or in many cases, even getting divorced.
That's right. So if you are single, take a deep breath and stop rushing. If you prepare yourself properly, you will end up meeting someone that will be right for you. Just take your time.
And don't let family or other people bring you down if they keep asking you, why are you still single? You're now at a certain age. This concerns only you. They are not living your life.
The interview that we are going to show you next is a good example of someone who chose not to rush up with things.
She was not concerned about getting married early at all, and she could hold back the anxiety. That's why, when she least expected, she met her husband. Let's check this beautiful story of this couple right now.
I'm Katrina, I'm from Malaysia.
I'm Ronald, I'm from Australia. 8 years.
We're married.
We're married now.
Coming up 4 years now.
I'm a integrative physician. I helped to heal her mother in Malaysia, and I helped heal her dad as well. And then she called Katrina to come and visit me in Malaysia from here. And she came to my clinic in Malaysia, that's how we met.
So I was just coming to see him for a checkup like once or twice a year because he was in Malaysia and I was in UK. In 2010, my mum said you must go on a proper holiday. So she told me to join her on a cruise, me and my dad on a cruise, and my parents invited him to join as well. Because my mum and I were going to share a cabin on the cruise and he was going to share with my dad. Yeah. And that's where we met properly. There's a story in the cruise as well. On the 7th day itself, after having a really good holiday, generator broke down. We were sleeping in the middle of the night about 2 o'clock in the morning and we heard a loud bang and the generator broke down. So it's similar to like a Titanic story, Titanic love story. And then from there we actually got to know the negative points of other people as well, because on the cruise it was, everything's going well, everyone's well behaved, but on the 7th day when things went wrong, we could actually see how other people were, and we were the only ones who were really like trying to make the best use of the situation.
When the generator breaks down, Guess what? We were left with bread and cheese for 3 days. And you try stay on board a ship for 3 days with no toilets, no shower, no food. That's when we realised each other's character. We realised we were special, whereas everybody else was yelling at the waiters, they were yelling at the ship staff. We looked at it and went, see, when people are under pressure, that's when they crack. And we didn't crack. We were carrying people from the top to the bottom, and we had to be rescued by the Danish and the Swedish Navy. 600 nautical miles from nowhere. It was amazing. We were actually laughing, and we thought, we're extraordinary. They're not.
We came back from the cruise and he had, I think, another few days in the UK. So we went out for a meal with the parents again and then we got talking more. But at that time, we didn't actually tell our parents, well, my parents yet, that there was probably something going on. So we kept in touch mainly by text and sometimes by Skype or Zoom for about 6 months.
I had to go back to the clinic in Malaysia and she had to go back to work here in London. So, but we continued by text and Skype and the odd phone call. The interest grew because I realised she was very special.
Yeah, so we took turns. Either I would go to Malaysia and visit him or he'll come over, or sometimes we'd meet halfway in Dubai. So that was the relationship for at least, I think, about 1 or 2 years.
And I'd come and stay for 2 months and then go back to the clinic and back forwards. Dubai was an interesting one. We had 3 days in Dubai and it was like 40 degrees. And it was like, but it was a great place to get to know each other. We had a lot of laughs. I never dreamt for 1 minute that I'd be marrying a Malaysian Chinese living in London. So every night I'd visualise. And I remember visualising I wanted a brunette. So I didn't know what shape she was going to be in, like, you know, whether she was going to be from this race or that race. And eventually, when I met her, I thought, well, she had all the qualities I wanted. Loyalty, supportive, cool under pressure, smart with money, frugal, good cook, in fact she's a chef, right? Well dressed, like steady under pressure, cool and calm, rarely gets flustered. Very rare woman to have all these answers. She was very practical, very down to earth, and I liked that.
When I went on the cruise on holiday, I wasn't actually looking for someone to meet, but it just happened basically. So I wasn't actually looking for it. And sometimes when you're not looking for something, but you know you want it anyway, it will happen. So a lot of women, especially when they reach a certain age, they've got pressure to get married. And I just took the pressure off me because, you know, I didn't really care. I said, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm happy on my own. I still remember when I was eventually realized I was going on a cruise and it was to do with the nutritionist. I actually told my mom this. I said, are we actually really going on a holiday with a nutritionist? Because I wanted to enjoy the food as well. But, you know, he turned out that he wasn't totally strict in that sense. So, and he's a good guy.
She asked the question from my mum, are you mad? We go on a cruise with all this food and you bring a nutritionist on board? You know, he's going to stop us from eating all the juicy stuff. And she said, no, Ronald's quite practical. He will work with us, you'll have a lot of laughs. Yeah. She said, okay then.
My parents, they were more like the typical Asian, where they wanted me to marry someone of my own race and my own culture. So eventually we actually explained to my parents why we were actually choosing each other.
I still remember the interview. We went to dinner and at the end of it, I looked at the mother and I said, we have an announcement to make. Like she was puzzled, you know. I said, we're getting married. And the first thing she said, but Ronald, you're not Chinese. And then she said, okay, Mum, if you can find me someone that can fix my shelves at the house, fix the garden, fix the car, build tables, build bookshelves, fix the house, fix the glass that's broken, fix the workshop, and generally be a good husband, if you can find him the Chinese, I'll marry him. And the mum went, like that. In other words, she couldn't find anybody that could do all that. So she accepted it. And from then on, it's just got better and better. And then they got to accept that we were happy together. Malaysia's 8 hours ahead, right? So that's not always easy because if it's say 10 o'clock here in the morning, it's 6 p.m. there. I'd have 2 watches. I worked it out. I got sick and tired of looking up the time. So I had 1 watch on Malaysian time, I had 1 watch on London time. I'd be saying, okay, I can talk now. I did that for months and months and months, but it worked out. So the adjustment, once we got together, the adjustment was very easy.
I don't think so because he was living in Malaysia, so I think he got used to the Malaysian culture anyway. He was aware of that. And I've been here for so long, I'm used to like the British type culture, which is probably similar to Australia.
Malaysia was a colony of the United Kingdom anyway at one stage, right? But she's been more than 20 years here. So she's lived here, she's worked here, she's got a business here. So she understood the let's say, the Caucasian culture. I like the Asians. They're polite, they're humble, and they're great chefs. They know how to cook. And that's one thing I want to know. I want to have someone that can cook because the way we work is, so when she's tired, I cook. When I'm tired, she cooks. That's a really good mixture because, you know, we've all got to eat, right?
Well, I'm very thankful to have you in my life, and I look forward to spending a long, long time with you, many, many years.
Yeah. Well, I said to myself, I've got to live for at least another 30 years. So we're going to enjoy 30 years of very happy, blissful life. And how you do that, you have to cooperate with how you cook, how you think, how you support each other. So we're a good mixture. And the other thing that's good is because she's a chartered accountant, if I have an issue with, say, think about how are we going to do this money, how do we do this, I'll sit down and instead of me having to do all the thinking on finance, I run it past her and she gives me the answer. So it's very powerful.
Be happy with yourself first, your relationship with yourself, because if you're not happy with yourself, then you can't expect your spouse to actually make you happy in that sense. It's like a complementary thing rather than to expect someone else to make you happy. And not to be too fussy about, you know, combining your lives together because you're going to live together. Everyone's different, so there will be points that may not gel with you, but because you love the person and you want that person in your life, then you need to make adjustments and always see the best in that person rather than seeing the weaknesses.
Instead of watching 4 or 5 hours of television every night, turn the TV off, keep the TV off, right? And sit down and say, how was your day? And talk about your day, like talk about what went wrong, what went right? The other thing you should do is every week, you've got to sit down for at least 2 hours and say, okay, what did we do this week? What did we do? Where did we go wrong? Where did we go right? And next week, we're going to do this. And we plan ahead. We plan ahead 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 5 years, we plan, right? And the other thing that's very important, as you get older especially, create wills. Create wills because, you know, when you've got assets that join together or separate assets, you need to have a will. So having a will is very important. Communication. And both parties must know where the will is. That's also very important.
Yeah.
Okay. Very unusual story.
Yes.
So it was really interesting to see the way that they met in a cruise. Everybody was stressed out because the generator broke down. You see, it was a negative situation. But, you know, despite the fact that there was no food, no toilet, you know, nothing was working properly, but they kept calm.
And this made them realize that they are special because despite all those problems, they managed to form a good team together.
And now is the time for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Dear viewer of the Love Talk Show, did you know that you can watch full-length episodes now via our YouTube channel? All you have to do, Anna, is to find the Love Talk Show YouTube channel, subscribe, You're going to find all our episodes there in full length, and you can watch for free. You can even copy the link and share with family and friends. But not only that,
You also in the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, follow us, like, share, and comment.
and also don't forget to visit our website, lovetalkshow.tv. There you're going to find even more information that you will not see here on the TV show. And also you can write your questions. Send us your questions to the email questions@lovetalkshow.tv. All right, we would love to hear from you. Let's continue watching Love Talk Show. Welcome back. And now let's check some questions that were sent to us on our special segment, Dear Love Talk.
Remember that you can ask us about any issue in your daily love life. Let's check the first question. I'm single and I want to find my true love, but all men I met have something that I don't like about. They are not the right person to be my future husband. I don't want to be alone forever. Why is it so difficult? Unfortunately, you had bad experience, but you still need to believe in love. Not everyone is perfect. So, what do you think, Edward?
I think that maybe we have to see a little bit more when she says, all men that I met failed.
Yes.
It's like you might be setting the bar too high. Okay, there might be situations where lies were involved or cheating or abuse, and this is something that you simply don't put up with. This is a deal breaker, walk away, move on. But many times, if you say all men that I met never, worked for me, you might be expecting perfection. Or maybe as, I don't know if everyone is familiar with this term, the so-called Walt Disney syndrome, where you are expecting that you are the princess in danger and the Prince Charming has to come to rescue. You're putting all the burden on the other person. You're being very passive about your responsibility to make the relationship work. That's not fair. So once again, every case is a different case. You didn't give us here all the details, but it's important. Don't put the burden on the other person to make you happy. You have to be happy with yourself. The idea to be in a relationship is to contribute with the other one's happiness and not to expect that the other one will make every effort.
Or be a perfect person.
Yes, and I'm just a poor person there. I can do nothing. No. There's no passivity about this. One cannot be passive when it comes to contributing to the responsibility of making the relationship work, all right? Which brings us then to the second question. My wife left me 1 year ago and I have been depressed since. I don't know how to enjoy life without her. It seems that we won't be getting back together as she met another person. How can I get over her and meet another woman? Well, sorry for your breakup, for your disappointment. If you're feeling depressed about this, you should get help. There are moments in life we need to recognize when we're not able to deal with things just on our own, all right? Looking for help from specialists is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, is a sign of strength. But Anna, in terms of the relationship, it seems that he has prioritized the lady. He probably made her the sun of his life, where everything spun around her. Now, they are not together anymore. He doesn't know what to do. So it's important, as we always say in a relationship, that you also invest on yourself. You need to value yourself. Don't put all the values on the other person and idolize the other person as the perfect one to the point that you're not happy with yourself. As we said in a previous segment of the program, for you to be happy in a relationship with someone, first, you have to be happy with yourself. Even the couple that we showed today, they spoke about it, right? If you're not happy with yourself, if you're unhappy with yourself, you cannot expect that being with another person is the thing that's going to make you happy.
That's why before you enter in a relationship, make sure that you are well with yourself, because unfortunately in our lives problems happen. Sometimes a person pass away, or sometimes a broke up happens, and divorce.
Unexpected circumstances.
Yes,
right?
If the person is not well with herself, her world will collapse.
And another tip that we give here, as we said before, I think on the show too, don't use a relationship to heal from a broken one. One relationship does not heal another. If you had a broken relationship for whatever reason, work on healing yourself. Once you're healed, once you're good with yourself, then you're ready for the next one, all right? And also don't move into a next one without finding out what caused the failure of the previous. That's what also people keep doing. That's why no wonder the rate of divorce among couples that marry for the second time is higher than those who marry for the first time. We just shows people are moving from relationship to relationship
and
without
they are
really
not
learning
anything.
That's absolutely right. You have the third point there.
I'm dating my best friend, but I'm so afraid that everything will go wrong and I will lose my boyfriend and best friend. We already fought once and stopped talking for 2 weeks. It was horrible. I can't see my life without him. So it's so good that you are dating your best friend. But then don't be afraid. Focus in what is more important, that is to invest in your relationship. Right, Edward?
Yes. You see, Anna, it's just going to show this example that marriage is something very complex. Actually, not married yet, boyfriend and girlfriend, but it already involves a whole different range of emotions, different range of circumstances, getting to know things about one another that they didn't know before. And it's true, it's more complex. So they were already best friends, which is a positive thing. But you see, something came and they fought. She doesn't know, she doesn't explain here how did they fight. Was it just a disagreement, verbal? If it was a physical fight, then it's something more serious. They should stop immediately. But if it was just a fight, a different point of views, it happens.
Yeah, and you can learn from what
the bad thing was to not talk to one another for 2 weeks, which shows that then, I don't know if one was trying to reach and the other wasn't responding, or if both were away from one another for 2 weeks because of this fight. So it goes to show that both need to improve a lot when it comes to dealing with difficulties, unexpected circumstances, and dealing with their own emotions, right?
They should keeping their best friend relationship even in the difficult times.
So you see, even if he is the best person for you, the right person for you, it goes to show that you still need to invest. You need to have the right attitude. You see here two people that apparently can work because they had a very good friendship even prior to getting together as boyfriend and girlfriend. But if you do what is wrong, like we have a fight, now we give each other the silent treatment. That's a wrong thing to do. It's a wrong attitude. That's the topic of the program today. You can actually ruin something that could work. So there goes our advice to you. We have a next one here. Let us go. I have been married for 4 years and I have been jealous of him. One day I wanted to know if he was faithful. Look at that. And I asked my friend to call him and hit on him to see if he would fall into it, but he didn't. I was so relieved. However, we had a huge fight because of that. Even though I am still jealous, sometimes I follow him to see if he is really going to work. It's like a disease. I cannot stop it. So you see, you already recognized that you are going overboard with this. A certain dose of jealousy is good. Jealousy in a relationship is like salt. It's a good thing to put in the food, The food needs salt. The relationship, sometimes a positive jealousy is good to even protect the relationship, because sometimes, Anna, one is seeing what the other one is not. You know, many times, just giving an example here, a man thinks that the woman is just talking to him, but the other woman perceives, no, she's actually hitting on him. And he doesn't know. He didn't pick it up. Sometimes he's completely oblivious to that, or vice versa. But a little bit of jealousy, I think, is positive, right? In the relationship, even to protect it. But like salt in the food, if you add too much of it, you have ruined the dish altogether. And this is the case here. You know, it shows that probably, and we are not here to label anyone, of course, but you need to make a self-assessment, you who wrote to us, and see, because probably you're dealing with insecurity issues. You're insecure. Is there any evidence that he could be doing something behind your back? If there isn't, and you already put him through this test of having a friend call him and hit on him, which, wow, I think it's really overboard, but you did it.
And this behavior already brought problems to the relationship. So shows that she needs to stop. She needs to get help, and because this is not helping the relationship.
This attitude is wrong. Here we go again. You could be with the right person. He can be the right person for you. But if you continue doing this, which is a very bad thing to do in the relationship, you can ruin it. You can ruin it. You already recognize, you said it yourself, it's like a disease. So when someone is diseased, they need a cure.
They need to be treated.
Yeah, and the treatment for this is that you need to take some steps back and say, hey, wait a minute. You know, I don't need to be looking for things that do not exist. I have to be careful for you not to be imagining things or listening to these thoughts that put suspicions where they shouldn't be.
And this will lead to the finish of the relationship, for the end of the relationship.
Put yourself on his shoes. Put yourself on his shoes. Would you like someone doing to you what you did to him? Constantly checking, making these scenarios, you know, following you around. You wouldn't like this. Nobody likes this. So, Anna, people should never do in the relationship to the other one what they wouldn't like done to themselves. It's a matter of justice, all right? So here goes our suggestions to you. So this is really important. Today's topic is so pertinent, so crucial, so vital for you to succeed in a relationship, okay? So if you had any real concern, oh my goodness, you know, when will I ever find the right person? Is this the right person for me? The right person, Take your focus away from quote unquote the right person and put your focus on the right attitude. Sometimes we have seen, actually many times we have seen people that were not compatible at first. They had everything to be a problem to one another, actually be happily joined together because they chose to do what is right for the relationship. So when it comes to cheating, when it comes to lies, when it comes to disrespect, when it comes to contempt, these are completely wrong things to bring into the relationship. Anyone who wants to succeed in a relationship should never put up with these things, but learn to develop the positive attitude, learn to do what is right, what is positive to the relationship, and you are going to be reaping the benefits very, very soon.
We've come to the end of our show. We hope you have learned today that your soulmate, your other half, does not exist. The right relationship for you is on your own hands. It depends on your attitudes.
Romantic movies always have a happy ending, usually with a couple getting married, but you never get to see really the happy ever after. So marriage is not a fairy tale. You have to work hard at it in order to keep it until the end, but that's not a bad thing at all.
You will realize that the sacrifice you make are nothing compared to the great relationship that you will have by putting in the effort. It's enriching and rewarding.
We'll have to say bye-bye now, But we will come back next week with more love talk. Until then, bye-bye. Oh, the concept. Okay.
Sorry.
To think like that, with my soulmate, don't fail.
Okay. You're not perfect, are you?
Actually, the success in a
quick. We will go.
Fine.
Okay. Just relax.
I am turning to this camera because I don't know what I'm going to say. One more.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.